anybody. Now, I'm going to cut my bangs with her facing me. That's professionally just one of the ways that you do it. I like to cut it this way so I can directly see where it's going to lay on her brows. But most of us who are watching this are going to want to see it done in a mirror. And I just do not have that right now. Hello, Alcard, my assistant. So I'm going to part the hair down the middle. And this is with a more traditional bang. I know middle parts are really popular right now. So that's why I'm doing a middle part. This allows me to create an even space, symmetry, and you lay your comb down, starting at where your hairline ends, and right there. So for her scalp moves right about here. So she actually doesn't need a very big space for bangs. But I've had to pull it all the way back here before, especially if you have very fine or thin hair. You really just want to lay that comb down and stop it where the scalp seems to turn the most. Our scalps are round, so we really don't want to pull hair from back here if we don't have to. That makes a mullet. That's how you get that bowl cut. So I laid my comb down and it seems to end here, so I'm going to pull a triangle here. And her hair is very long. It's uncut. She hasn't cut it in several years, as you can tell. And typically, I will always go through and do a good brush through. But, Alcard, I love you, honey. You see a triangle section here? You're going to match it on the other side. Now this part is pretty essential. This is your foundation you're parting. So I always recommend that you treat this like a carpenter treats their profession. Measure twice, cut once. You can always cut hair off, but you can't put it back on very easily. Now you see here, I'm pulling the hair taut. You really don't want to do that, okay? With me pulling my hair taut, you see how it bounces when I let go? That's not going to look right once I let go of the hair and it's all cut. Let's go ahead and pin this up. And you can see my assistant here is deciding that he may not like the placement of all of this hair on her head either. So he has decided that he wants to also help cut her bangs, but we're not going to let him today. So with here, this is your more traditional bang. I'm going to start long, and we're going to do a curtain bang to start. And then I'll do a second where I can show you how to do more of a shorter, blunt bang across. So, I'm going to go ahead and brush out the hair now. I'm not really worried about all these knots down here, and that's mostly because all this hair is about to go. We really want our curtain bang to start at this line here. So this is usually where your cheekbone is. So, with your cheekbone being here, that's usually where a curtain bang starts. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out where that is. Kind of mark it out mentally for me. For you, you could always hold your finger there. But I'm going to start just a little below. And I'm going to twist the hair. So this twist, I may be getting a little ahead. This twist creates that U shaping that you want in a curtain bang. A curtain bang is not blunt across like this. This is blunt. A curtain bang U shapes. So with a curtain bang, the easiest way to do it at home, and I'll show you again, comb it straight, grab it in your fingers, and twist. And you see how it immediately does it? I'm not maneuvering the hair a whole lot. I'm just simply twisting, and I'm going to straight cut, if I can get it, I'm going to straight cut directly across her hair, cutting all of that hair off. So, let me clean this line up just a little. Now, I'm going to let go, and because I was holding it taut, you're going to see it pop up. got a very beautiful curtain bang. Very basic. Very vanilla. So this is usually where people start messing up, right? They do that twist. They get everything good. They think. They cut. But look, when I pull this straight, you can see this line is actually really crooked. And I'm going to show you how to fix that, okay? The easiest way is you can kind of see the U shaping here. So you're going to match this to this corner here. And you are just going to gently, as a tail smacks us. This is the perk of getting a home haircut. So we're just going to gently etch in with the tip of our shear. And I know it's hard to do this when you're doing it on your own. But I have complete faith in you. Now, what I do on this side, I do have to match here because this side's now soft, this side's now blunt. So, I'm going to pull it straight, and I'm just going to etch in with the tip of my shear. I'm not trying to get rid of length here. I am just trying to soften the ends. Alright, so I'm going to center part this one more time. And I'm going to take this section here, combing it straight out and away, and you can see how that line is angled now. That's how you can tell you have your cut. But I'm going to clean it up. Just taking a few small spots. Come on, Alcard. What are you doing, dude? Make sure it's good and clean. And then when it falls, it'll have that desired softened effect. And it almost wants to swoop. Now her hair is very straight, so it shows all the flaws. But you can see how it has that angle. If I lower that hair and style it all out, it's going to swoop back out of her face. I don't have a better term. All I know is swoop. Now I'm going to middle part again. And I'm going to make sure that I grab a little bit from that side that I've just cut. That way I can make sure that it's all the same length. And you see how this side, the angle isn't as sharp. So I have to fix that a little bit. So I'm going to sharpen this angle up, but still keeping it pretty soft. So, now that her bangs are cut, I'm just going to clean it up a little bit. We've got this really nice curtain bang effect on her, and you can middle part it, or you can even side part it. A curtain bang is very versatile, and a lot of people don't seem to realize that. So, let me clean up her middle part here. Do what all the kids are doing now. I feel so old saying that. And I'm not even 30 yet. So, with a curtain bang, ideally what I like to do is whenever I go to style it, I do my final blowout, I'll run my hands through it like that. And then there, when it falls, you can actually see how it'll curtain and frame the face, and it softens the face without being too heavy, without being too much. And this goes really well with those layered haircuts, okay? So a curtain bang is really meant for layered haircuts. They go really well with a good layered bob. They'll soften the framing of your face. If you have a very hard jawline, it'll actually soften it and make it look a little bit more on the feminine side. If you have a very rounded face, I always recommend to go with more of a longer face frame. That way it kind of takes away from here. I have a very round face myself, so I tend to have those problems, why I keep my hair very short typically. But a curtain bang is really nice, and you can start seeing her to get a little wind whipped at this point. Even without the brushed part here, you can see how it frames the face. Now, it's time for the second part.
What's the second part?
The second part, thank you for asking, Cameron. I'm going to repart her hair out. And the nice thing is I have not cut any of this. This is all untouched here. She came out the box with this hairdo. I'm going to reclip that back up. So, once you get your bangs cut.
Where's all your hair clips?
They're on my coat here. Once you get your hair cut, you may think, I really don't like a curtain bang. And that's fine.
What are they?
My go-to haircut for myself is a straight, blunt bang. I love straight bangs. Now on her, it's going to kind of look a little funny. Her face really isn't meant for a blunt bang, but let me get rid of that little guy right there. I don't want to pull from the rest of her hair. Alright, so a good blunt bang is my favorite haircut. I like to let it sit right where the brow is. Mostly so that way it doesn't impede the face. It'll take about a good week or two for it to fully grow out to where it starts getting in your eyes. So I recommend a good bang trim at least every 2 weeks, minimum. And that's where I get into a lot of my clients that say, well, why can't I just cut it at home, or I cut my own bangs? And that's fine. As long as you keep to that line that the hairstylist made, you're perfectly fine doing that, in my opinion. But doing this at home might be a little hard. You're going to want to line your hair up to your comb, to the short, fine piece, okay? Line your hair up and pull it down to about your eyebrow length. And you're going to start a little on the longer side, because like I said, it's easier to take it off than it is to put it back on. And these shears are not that great. These are my mannequin shears, and I think it's time for me to get new ones. Now, when you're lining this up at home, you're going to feel it on the bridge of your nose. You're going to feel that comb. And I'm cutting with soft in mind. I keep realigning it whenever I feel that the hair gets too loose. I don't want it to come out of that alignment. So what I'll do is I'll take periodic, realign it, fix it, pull it down, cut. Cut for a little bit, realign it, pull it down, and cut. And I'm going to emotionally prepare you on this one. This mannequin is not going to look good with these bangs. And that is only because I have not styled her out. So I'll have to post a styled picture of her once I'm done here. But you see how it's not perfectly straight across? It's not entirely perfect, and that's because I went in with almost this small, I guess for lack of better terms, chopping. And once this wind dies down, you'll really be able to see it. But because her part was here, it was so hard, it was so prominent, when I let go, it's gonna bop. See? So you see how it automatically decided to fly up? This is where your styling is gonna come in play. Whenever you go to cut your bangs initially, they're going to look absolutely terrible. And I'm saying that from the kindness of my heart. Look at her. Her bangs bopped up, went 6 different directions. And that is because they are not styled. She's never had bangs before, you can tell, because her hair has no idea what to do. It just wants to go in 7 different directions. She's going to have to retrain her hair now. So, when you get bangs, if you haven't cut bangs before, I got a hair on my lip here, it is very important that you train your hair to go in that direction. And that's going to be through styling. So bangs, curtain bangs, blunt bangs for sure, they are not for people who want a low maintenance haircut, especially if they haven't had bangs before. You're going to have to style your bangs for them to look good. Now, for her, I'm going to go ahead and put down my combs and my clips and go ahead and take her hair down. And I'm going to do a good brush through. And once I get some styling down, and I can show you all how to do that too. I've just got to grab a round brush and plug my dryer in. Once it's styled out, you can see that her hair is going to fall right above or at her brow. And then it's going to give her that harsh line here. And then with this being long, it's going to give her a harsh line here as well. So she's going to have a very boxy line. So blunt bangs are really good if you have a short haircut already and you have the rounded face. What that's going to do is that's going to kind of elongate, round, or take away the roundness with the bluntness. It's like a weird counterbalance. But if you have an oval face or a long face, what this will do, this is going to elongate your face. So with blunt bangs and long hair, it will not soften your look. It'll actually harden your look. These vertical lines harden looks.